Hi, welcome to Crosspotent. My name is Sherry McKeon, and this is a place where magical people meet. And this is going to be your February 2019 horoscope for farming by the moon. And for also just improving your life in general, I think. Alright, so we start the month out of February. We've got the Sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Sagittarius, and Mars in Aries. Now, we've also got, well, Mars is in this is its home sign of Aries, so that's very spectacular for Mars. So, but the Sun is in its detriment, which is like opposite its favorite sign. So the Sun is kind of this month, as we start out the month. Also, we have like Neptune is in Pisces, its own sign. Jupiter's in Sag, its own sign. So there's a lot of Saturn's in Capricorn, its own sign. So there's a lot of real happy planets this month. So this is probably going to be a pretty good month for, you know, getting things going, even though it's in the winter. So we're going to start out with Capricorn, and we're coming up to a new moon. So this is already very balsamic, dark moon in Capricorn. However, Saturday is Saturn's day, and this is Saturn's moon sign. So the moon is going to be in Saturn's sign on Saturn's day. So this is one of those fruit machine days, and it's just extra blessed because you got the moon conjunct Saturn and the moon conjunct Pluto that day. So there's a lot of good energy that day if you want to figure out what you want to use that for. Some ideas could be anything like around the farm, setting your foundations or setting fence posts around the farm, budgeting for the farm, for your seed, hay, feed, fertilizer, all that stuff. So Saturday is just fantastic for building anything. Storage shelves, or even like digging a cellar, or just getting started on it and measuring it out and getting the foundation going and getting your blueprint. Like, make yourself a little blueprint, you know, and take a straight edge, make it really nice with a straight edge, you know. So as we move into the really balsamic Aquarius moon here, we've got a lot of good energy. We got Venus moving into Sagittarius. Well, it's in Sagittarius. It moves into Capricorn at 5:30, kind of late in the day. But there's going to be a lot of good energy there on that Sunday. You know, this is Aquarius is kind of like, I think of them as kind of inventive and industrious and stuff. It's a fixed air sign, so they tend to be kind of inventive with things. So I was thinking, like, you know, that would be a good day to look at getting your area set up if you want to do wine or beer, you know, where you need a contraption to brew the beer. You know, you need kind of with wine, you need a bit of a bubbly cork and all that contraption to get the wine going. So when you put your yeast in, pardon me, it starts bubbling. So Aquarius, think processes, and especially with this new moon energy, you're going to have the moon and Jupiter, the moon conjunct Mercury. This is a really good moon for getting your bad roots out of whatever you need to kind of like dislodge from. If there's any last thing you need to uproot, or even in your own life or around the farm, it could be stumps and stuff. This is a great new moon to really get a good start on things like that. So there's a lot of support there for kind of like major overhauls in an area, or in a particular, you want to renovate a certain corner of the property. And it's a good time to start clearing those stumps out and clearing the field and the pasture and leveling it and stuff for the horses. And definitely think about the beer and the wine. So the new moon, you know, this is still with the energy of all those planets I discussed in their home signs. I would say Um, Create a new workspace of some sort of, like, if you have a hobby or personal interest, try to devote a space to it, or even if you're more reflective and you meditate, maybe a meditation spot or something along those lines, like a little, meditation garden in a corner somewhere. But it could be, any hobby that you want to mess around with. My daughter was messing around with doing tie-dyed shirts, and they came out really cool because she was using ice, and the way the ice made the pattern in the tie-dyed shirt was just so neat. So I didn't even know you could even use ice. So a shout out to her, man. That came out good. So let's see. We've got freezers, processing meat. You have Pisces, you think of processing. I usually say jams and jellies, but it really can be processing any kind of a meat. You're getting going on projects here after the full moon. This is a good time to start things. Let's see, I've got maybe, like, if you've got guns, maybe a gun bluing area to blue the guns. Of course, maybe tackle if you're a fisherman. Like I said, meat processing, leather processing, pickling, a bullet press. My dad would love that. He makes ammo. Let's see, your hunting gear, make sure it's all locked up good. Wednesday, we've got Pisces, which is, and then on Thursday is Thor's Day, and it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter really likes Pisces. So this is an extra blessed fruit machine day here, plus Jupiter's in its home sign, so that's like a double blessed day right there. There's a really nice Mercury sextile Mars that day, and Sun sextile Jupiter, which is one of the best days of the year. So that's at 7:30 my time. So the 7th is a really, really nice day. For new routes, I have maybe if you're boating or you're traveling or you're hiking or you want to go out with the horses on some trails, try some new trails. This is very good. Sagittarius is very good for exercising your horses and exploring and whatnot with those, or just out on the boat, exploring down some new creeks and stuff. Let's see. Oh, Pisces, of course, slow cooking stew. Yeah, that sounds good. But another thing to keep in mind, you might also just get more slow and more meditative because Pisces is also associated with Neptune, which is in its own sign, and Jupiter, which is they're in their own home sign. So you might get a little more reflective, and your travel might more be in a mental way. You like meditating on things and thinking along those lines. Maybe make use of your little meditative garden. And then in the springtime, we are going to plant a tomato garden. I have already got a whole bunch of seeds. Let's see. We've got Aries. Okay, this is usually a good day because Fridays is ruled by Venus, but Venus is squared the moon in Aries here. And this also starts the Saturn decan, so this might not be such a nice squishy, Venus day like it usually is. And I have a feeling this whole weekend people are just going to want to just do their own thing. And then you've got Mercury coming into Pisces here on the 10th. So we're almost up to the quarter moon, and I would say with this kind of Aries seriousness in the Saturn decan, it's a good time to make important decisions for yourself, important decisions for the family. Then in Taurus, definitely get your animals weaned, check on your cages and paddocks, the stable and the corral, the pastures and the gates and the, all the, check for any kind of pests that might be in the feed or anything. This is a great time to get in, looking at at that around the barn. Let's see, starting the second quarter, or the first half moon, we have Mars conjunct Uranus at 1 a.m. my time, and this is Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars, so that kind of makes this kind of a really blessed day. You're probably going to have a lot of energy. It's going to be a lot of, you might come across some interesting ideas of how to solve dilemmas and solve problems. So I would try to make use of this problem-solving kind of energy. So with Mercury here on Wednesday, it's in its home sign, and it's in its home day, I should say, of Wednesday, which is ruled by Mercury. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So this, I was thinking, would be an interesting time to maybe get your photo album together. Messages, presentation is going to be easy. You're going to have a lot of ideas, especially with this Mars conjunct Uranus. There's going to be a lot of flowing communication and a good vibe with that. Maybe trade some family photos with some family members and try to get your photo album going. If you have a trophy shelf, if you jump horses or whatever you might do with your farm animals, if you have any trophies for that. My granddaughter has little softball trophies up on a shelf, so maybe a little constructive project with the Taurus is a kind of an earth sign. So, and the Mercury, you're going to have a lot of good ideas. And then Cancer here, this is a real homey kind of moon once you get towards the weekend here on the 15th. Mars is going into Taurus, real stable, not nearly as active as Mars has been in Aries, but it's still very constructive. If you can be disciplined and get things done, this is a great time to do it. I have the fish will be restless. Go fishing. But this is also where Jupiter's day, with Jupiter in its home sign of Sagittarius. So this day is a bit blessed, even though it's Mercury ruled in Gemini. It's still a pretty blessed day with Jupiter anyway. So I would definitely try to get your organization and your things that you think about and that you can chit chat with, like maybe organize your spice rack with your spouse, in the kitchen, and maybe figure out where the pots and pans should go so that you can both cook easier, or possibly maybe get some more of your what would you say, stuff together for gardening, like your gloves and your trowels and your little hand tools, like the smaller things. Maybe organize that and put it in its own little place. It's going to be a great energy for your thoughts and getting your thoughts together and where you want to go and how you want to do your garden and how you want to manage things on the farm. I would definitely take advantage of all this energy this month. As we get through the weekend here, we've got Venus sextile Neptune. It's probably going to be a kind of lazy weekend, I'm thinking, in Cancer. And then Leo here on a Sunday is great for the kids. That's the Sun rules Leo, and this is Sunday ruled by the Sun. So, and then Sun is sextile Uranus at 3 a.m., which is a little before the Sun comes up. So it's technically not quite Sunday yet, but it's still a rather blessed day, I think. And you're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of opportunities probably to do some activities. I would recommend maybe anything to do with music or dance or movies or theater, games, art, anything along those lines. 18th. This is a Jupiter decade when the sun is coming into Pisces. So this is very blessed. This whole 10-day decan is very blessed. Because Jupiter has an affinity for Pisces. So as we get here towards the full moon, you know, things tend to culminate. You tend to see things more clearly. You kind of see how things should end. I don't always feel things do quite end on the full moon, but usually I can very clearly see how they should end, or how they will end, or which way I should go from here. Earth, very good Earth energy. So I would maximize that Earth energy, and I have the quality matters. I think when you're talking about a full moon in Virgo, quality is going to matter. Spiritual quality and earthly quality, because Pisces, Sun in Pisces is more spiritual quality, and then the moon in Virgo is more the matter, you know, getting the quality on the matter and the earth. So a way to get an angle on this is purposefully express spirituality in some way. Purposely put it out there, and you will let that flow through you better, especially if you have a nice something that you can just sink right into a rhythm with it. That's why ritual is good, because you get into a rhythm and it doesn't feel so awkward. If in a pinch you got to do something real quick, you can feel it better if you've already been kind of ritually connecting on a regular basis with your guides. As we get further past the full moon, and we're getting into the third quarter now, we come in, well, Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and it's Virgo ruled by Mercury, so this is one of your fruit machine days. Also, this is fruit machine day because it's Mars is in Taurus in Earth. That's why I was thinking it was a good. It's not technically a fruit machine day, but it is a blessed day, definitely. Libra, here we have the sun in Pisces, definitely blessing this Libra energy all over the place. So being charming and socializing is going to come easy. This is a great time for that traveling and the boating and going off on horseback riding and stuff. Explore a new piece of property, explore a new park, or a new back route of the road home. Find some way to express quality in your life, quality appreciation for something that's usually routine. Excuse me. And instead, try to really find some deeper quality in it, and this will really help you release this energy during this time. Here we have Venus ruled Libra on Venus's day of Friday. So, and we have Venus conjunct Pluto excuse me, at 11 p.m. my time, but it's Mars square Venus too. So it's a little weird energy for Friday, but it's a blessed Friday. Then we come into Scorpio. Okay, check your locks. This is a good time for starting to breed your animals. Check your compost piles. I think, though, the Scorpio weekend is going to be kind of a quiet weekend to rejuvenate. I have a feeling. So on the 25th, we're coming into Sagittarius. So this is Monday, which is the moon's day. So with Sagittarius here, you might want to do something a little more personal, like seek information, information that's stimulating to you personally. Also, then we're coming up on more of a balsamic moon here with the fourth quarter or last half in Sagittarius. I have the fish will be restless, so this might be a good time to go fishing. Get out on the water and let your mind kind of wander and think and plan. Good time to kind of meditate on what your priorities are on the farm and you know, what crops or produce you want to focus on in the upcoming season. With Mercury's day here on Wednesday, you've got Mercury square the moon, so that's not necessarily so happy for Mercury. But by the 28th, we have Capricorn, which is good earth energy. This is kind of a real dark balsamic type of moon, but it's still very constructive with Saturn in Capricorn to do like skillful projects, projects that require craftsmanship, that sort of thing. And then as we get into the first of the month, this is another one of those squishy Fridays with Venus going into Aquarius, Venus square Uranus. There's going to be some weird energy on Venus's ruled day of Friday here with Venus. But I'll get into March later on. So that is your forecast. And I did want to mention a few things to think about in your upcoming garden. Different items that you might want to grow that can be used. Like mint can be used to ease hiccups. Ginger is often an anti-nausea remedy. Oregano helps soothe your stomach. Fennel is supposedly to reduce bad breath and body odor. Clove is a microbial. I don't know if I just mentioned clove. I think I have it on here twice. Sage, antiseptic, antibiotic. Thyme, especially if you boil thyme and let the aroma come up, relaxes respiratory muscles. Turmeric is thought to be an anti-cancer type of substances within it. Basil relieves gas, soothes stomach upset. Black pepper helps relieve indigestion. Cayenne can help relieve indigestion and whatnot too. I would think with a lot of water though. You need to get your system going with that. Cinnamon helps lower blood pressure. Dill helps treat heartburn, colic, and gas. Rosemary is an antioxidant. So keep those in mind. You might want to add them to your garden and have a little diversity in your garden, along with a few flowers around the edges for the butterflies. And that is your forecast for this month. And I'm so glad you were here to listen, and I look forward to seeing you next month.